Hello everybody, today we're gonna be attempting to change the head gasket on this Subaru Forester 2.5 non-turbo, and it's the year 2012. I watched some videos on YouTube. Seems something not too hard to do. First thing you gotta do is make space on the engine bay. So pretty much you're just gonna remove the AC pump. You just put it out of the way. First you unplug the battery, you drain the oil, the coolant. You're gonna take out the radiator fan. You're gonna remove the power steering pump. You can just put it out of the way. This intake hose and box. And then after you got everything clear out, you're gonna you gotta remove the serpentine belt. Pretty easy to do. So you'll be using a number 14 socket for the most part, a number 12 and a number 10 socket. Next thing you gotta do right now, I got to the point where we're removing this intake manifold. It's number 10 bolts. You're just gonna take these bolts out. You're gonna unplug these valves, make sure it's all black. Keep all your bolts organized on each part where they need to go. Here we got, this is almost out. There's a couple of bolts back there that hold this screw, this pipe. It goes under the intake manifold, like the EGR valve. So it's gonna be down there. You just remove those bolts, and then you should be able to remove this intake manifold. All right, my friends. So here, what I ended up doing. Yes, I removed the two screws back there, but it wouldn't come out. It wouldn't come out, so I had to follow this pipe, and I took out, I think this is like the EGR pipe or something like that. EGR pipe, I think it's called. You just have to remove the two 10mm screws from this, and then what I like to do so I don't lose the screws is just screw them back in so they stay there and you don't lose them, because there's so many screws, so many bolts, it's very easy to lose them. So this is what works for me. Maybe something else works for you guys. There we go. So now you can now get this out of the way. Much better. I think we should be able to leave it. This is very dirty, like really dirty. It's not supposed to be like this. So we're gonna clean this. We're gonna spray and clean it as well. Clean all the surfaces. Okay, so our next step would be to remove this guy here with, I think that's a 12mm socket. So we get this out of the way, and then we're gonna unplug all these on both sides as well as here, and then we're gonna remove the fuel injectors. Okay, so once we get the fuel injectors out, we're gonna get this front part off. Alright guys, so this side I removed already, all this part. I unplugged all the connectors here, and now I'm doing it on this side. So we're gonna take out the fuel injectors, the fuel rail. It's right there, just get it out of the way. Okay, and then you want to follow this harness here, and then unplug all your connectors. gonna be one more here. You wanna unplug that one too. I think that's the ground. So that one and then this one. So make sure you guys undo all the wiring harness. This is the ground. Try not to break these pins here. I'm going to show you a trick here. So you grab your screwdriver. Let's see. You're gonna put it between those two tabs right there, and then you should be able to undo the zip tie. So I think the best thing you can do is undo the zip tie. Here, I'm gonna use both of my hands to push on that tab. And then we should be able to undo the zip tie. Alright guys, so next thing you wanna do, we're gonna go under the car and we're gonna grab some WD-40 and spray it on the studs where the exhaust manifold goes. So there's a few of these. I think there's 3 on each side. See, so they get very rusty, so you guys want to make sure you get a good spray on these. Let's see. Okay, so make sure to get both sides. We're gonna use dip socket number 14. Make sure you guys get all 6 of them. Okay guys, so this is super simple. Once you get all the screws out, you're gonna pull this down, and then I'm just gonna leave it hanging for now. There you go, you have access to the two the heads. You have that's the right cam, and that's the one on the left. You can see it behind the pump right there. Now next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove the front cover. Should be very simple. Hopefully we don't have to remove water pumps. I think we have to get this one out. That was gonna be the hardest one. So we're gonna get this one out first, and then we're gonna take out the cover. Alright guys, I'm gonna show you this part because this is where you're gonna take out the harmonic balancer off. So for this part, I saw a video on YouTube that the guy was putting this ratchet, a very long ratchet, and then he was turning on the engine. So because I unplugged everything, I didn't want to put everything back so I can turn the engine on. So the way I did it, I grabbed my serpentine belt and I I pretty much just went around this. So I did one loop around the this pulley here, and then I went around, like up, around, and then here I grabbed my hammer and I grabbed my socket and the breaker bar. So I would push this down while pulling my breaker bar. So that's the only way, and you know, it did enough force so it wouldn't slip. So that's the only way I could get the bolt loosened up. Okay, so there we go. We got our bolt out. Okay, so we're gonna put it away here. So don't forget that this one is gonna go over there. So I'm just gonna put it, you know, kind of have all the things in order. Okay, so now I'm gonna remove the serpentine belt. Put it away, and now we're gonna pry this. So we're gonna, it's pretty loose. Wait, okay, it came off. Okay, so there we go. We got this off. Good job. Alright guys, so after you guys remove all the screws, make sure that you also get this. There's gonna be one there that is gonna be really hard to see. I almost missed it. The one under this hose, make sure you also get it. And then that one, make sure you get that one. It's gonna be one more over there, make sure you get that one, and also don't forget about that one. If you guys don't remove those, then it'll be impossible to remove this cover. So now at least it's loose, but we gotta see where it's grabbing. Okay, so I think we still need to take out one more, maybe somewhere in there. Yeah, that one. Make sure you guys remove that one too. I almost forgot it. So we're gonna grab the that's gonna be a number 12. So grab your drill, and then your number 12 socket. So if this guy did it in a out of some parking lot in the middle of Seattle, I think he was, then we should be able to do this wherever. That's why I attempted to do this job, because I saw that it wasn't that hard. Let's see. Alright, just make sure you get that one. Okay guys, once you get to this point, what you want to do is pry it from the bottom. Just grab a screwdriver and try to pry it open from the bottom. Okay, make sure everything is, all the screws, all the bolts are off. And then once you pry it from the bottom, I thought I was gonna have to take this out, but you don't need to remove this. You don't have to. So now once you pry it open from the bottom, you put a screwdriver on the top and it will come out very easily. So yeah, that's your timing cover right there. So once I remove my timing belt cover, my timing chain cover off, I want to mark all these, so this way when you put your cylinder head back, it's gonna go the same way as you removed it. Okay, so you want to mark that one, and then you want to put another mark down there. That one will be a little bit tough because it's not this one's here, but we can probably just put a mark here. Did it mark it? Okay. Okay. Maybe while we're at it, we just put another mark here, just in case. Spray it, some brake cleaner. Okay, make sure everything is marked. Same with this other side. The more marks, the better. And then down there. Okay guys, so also don't forget to remove this water line, this coolant line. It goes into the cylinder. So you can either remove it from the block, or you can just undo the clip from the top of the engine, like this hose, and then you just remove the hose. That's what I'm gonna do. I think that's easier than doing the doing it from the cylinder head. All right guys, so here we got our timing cover, our timing belt, timing chains exposed. We managed to remove the timing cover, which is over there, and here we have, these are the screws for the intake manifold, which is right there. And then we have these bolts. These are all for the timing chain cover. We have these ones, I believe these ones, not sure, I don't remember where they go, but we'll figure it out when we're putting everything back. Again guys, make sure you guys keep everything in order. If you can write it down and or mark everything where it goes, that makes it a lot easier for the job. Um, we have some bolts here. I believe those are for one of the pumps. And then yeah, here's our alternator, which I left the bolts here. I also removed the coils, and these are the bolts for the coils. Let's see. Okay, so we're down here at the bottom of the car. There's gonna be two motor mounts bolts. This one, and the other one should be somewhere in here. Let's see if we can see it. So that one. So make sure you grab a number 14 and undo these two. That way you can lift the motor. Okay, so now I removed this cover, and then I removed all the bolts starting from this one, and then I went all around. So I did that one, and then this one, for example, I marked it. And then you get this one, you gotta remove. You have one here, one in the back, and then if you go a little bit more down, there's another one, and then the ones at the bottom, there's 3 at the bottom. And then there's one that I loosened up, I left it there, that one. So now, as I'm trying to remove this part, my lifters are falling. So I'm gonna have to put the lifters back after. I don't know how it's gonna be. Probably gonna have to put the whole thing together and then put it in. We'll see. There's one number 10 bolt back there that you're gonna have to remove. Let me show you guys if you can see it. That you have to remove it in order to remove the head. So that one, it looks like it's holding the whole thing together. Okay, so make sure you guys remove that one. Okay guys, once you get the camshaft out, you will have a bunch of these laying around. Okay, and then we have to remove, I think these are gonna be number 12, but it's gonna be the star. So make sure it's like a special one. It's not a hexagon, it's a star. So you have four of these that you have to remove. But first, make sure you get all these lifters and put them away.
Hawaii is all windows open because everybody's got to be listening to me argue. With my
Oh
people.
shit.
Embarrassing.
It's all good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
know,
hung
we-
up on you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened to the phone.
Okay. Okay, so I finally removed the head, and looking at this, I can't really tell where my leak was. I'm gonna clean all these. I'm gonna make sure all this is very clean. Has to be, all this gunk has to be gone so we can put the new gasket. Okay. And again, when we check the when I did the test on the coolant, it was bubbling, so from that I deducted that it was the head gasket. There has to be a leak somewhere on the head gasket. Now let's see what we can see. Some of that, I think I put some, yeah, I did put some of the gasket sealant, so you can kind of see some of the gunk that stayed from that. See down there, it's pretty dirty too. That looks like some oil there. Maybe it was, the leak was on the side of the head gasket. Now if we look at her head right here, I don't see anywhere that I can say, okay, the leak was here. Maybe here. See, I have some carbon deposits here, so maybe it was burning and it was hitting that. Let's see, I have the head gasket here so you guys can see how it would have looked like. Maybe it's on this side. We can see, maybe that's where it was, the head gasket leak, or maybe it was there. Let's see, maybe it was even here, could have been. Or maybe even here we have some of the this is where the water goes. Well, that is supposed to be closed. Let's see, here we see that this valve, there's a crack on the valve. Could be that our valves were cracked as well, and that was causing the misfire, because I did have a misfire. But I think definitely the head gasket is bad. So we're gonna change the head gasket. We're gonna clean all these head valves. I'm gonna make sure all is clean. This, I was checking if there was a leak. I did spray some of this brake cleaner in there, and it didn't seem like it would leak from here, so we're gonna spray with the pressure washer and see how that goes. Okay, so head gasket here. This is the head gasket. I cannot really tell where the leak was. Maybe it was here, or maybe it was on this side. You cannot really tell where it was. Maybe even there. Maybe there. But the thing is, I noticed that this is the exhaust valve, or yeah, it's the exhaust valve. This one, there's a crack there, so I'm gonna do a compression test and see if there's actually air coming through that valve. Okay guys, so we clean all the valves. Now I just found out that we have that cracked valve is bad. So the way you find out, just grab your pressure washer, and you're gonna spray it into those holes. Hello guys, and welcome again. So it's been a few days since I took apart the Subaru engine. So right now we have the chain there, everything is marked. We're gonna start putting everything together. I have my head gasket that I picked up at AutoZone, and basically what we need to do now is resurface the heads. Okay, so we're gonna resurface the head, and the way I'm gonna do it is gonna be homemade. So I picked up this tile from Home Depot. I had to pick up this grid 120 sandpaper. This is the one you guys will use to stick. So this one, you peel it off and then it'll stick. Put this my phone right there. We're gonna peel it. When you get the sandpaper, you want it to be when you get the tile, you want it to be the flattest one. So this one is not totally flat, so it won't stick pretty good. So make sure the tile is the one, the glossy one. I mean, this will work, but it doesn't really stay very well. So we can make it work. Okay, now we're gonna do like an X. So we're gonna sand it this way, like that. Okay, and we're gonna do the other way. Okay, so you want to do this motion like this way. Okay, let's see. It's probably not the best spot. So you guys want to go this way and then this way. You want to do it for about 5 minutes. Okay, so we just started doing it. You also want to use the WD-40, and you want to spray this. Let's go grab some. Alright, so WD-40. You want to spray and then you're gonna keep doing it. Let's see if I can set my phone here. Pain in the ass. Okay, I think it would be much better. Yeah, there we go. Hello guys, welcome to a new tip for how to remove valve springs. So this is the easiest way that I found out that this can be done. This is the easiest, okay? So pay attention. So when you gotta remove the valve springs, I just removed it. So mine, I just removed it. Let's see where I put it. So here we have the spring that was here, and then you had this on top. Let me see if I can find the valve. Okay, guys, this is the valve. Okay, so basically what I'm gonna show you how I did it on with this one. I'm gonna remove that shim for now, and this is what you gotta do. You gotta get a magnet. I just found this rectangular shaped magnet. You find a socket about this big. In this case, it's a 20mm socket, and this clamp wrench. So you're gonna grab your socket, put it like this on top of the spring, and then you just want to step on it. So you're gonna, maybe you want to hold this down. You want to put something here so you don't step on the head. And then once you have it there, you're gonna step on it and make sure you put this in the middle like this. This way you will compress the spring, and these lock shims will stick on the magnet. Okay, so basically you go like this, and then you will step on it right here. Okay, and then the string will automatically stick on the magnet, and then you will have your valve spring off. So it's super easy, guys. Anybody can do it. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Okay guys, so I just removed the valve from this head. I did it with my special tool. I did a little short on YouTube on it that was showing you, but basically you just gotta grab a socket. I just grabbed a 20mm socket, this grab tool, and then basically what you do is, I'm gonna show you with this one because this one I already removed it. You grab this is a magnet, okay, a square magnet. It doesn't have to be the same one, but it helps a lot. Okay, so make sure you put the magnet through there, and then you put this tool there, and then maybe you want to put something that holds it there, so because you're gonna have to step on it. So when you step on this, it will compress the spring, and the shims will stick on that magnet. Okay, so and then you just step on it, boom, and then that's how you removed it. So that worked for me. Here's the spring, and I found that that's the easiest way. If there's any easiest way, maybe you guys can tell me how on the comments, but that's how you do it. Okay guys, so here's this valve. I'm gonna show you how bad was the old one. See, it's broken. It's like ripped right there. There's a little crack. So all that compression was going through that. I think this is the exhaust valve. So this was, when it was doing the explosion, it was misfiring on that cylinder. I mean, they're all okay. The rest ones are okay, they're just dirty. Yeah, they'll be alright. I mean, for now we're just gonna change this one. I mean, if you guys can afford it, do all of them. You know, it might be better off. If not, then just do the broken one. Okay, and then we're just gonna grab a little compound and we're gonna grab some valve grinding compounds so we can put this valve in there, and that way it'll seal in there and won't let any air escape. So we're putting the valve to the spring again, and then we just use some zip ties to compress. We use this and we compress the spring, and then we put some zip ties, and you put some zip ties, and then you put your shims on the top of the valve, and then you're gonna grab your pliers and then you just cut the zip ties. Do one by one. Okay, so now we're gonna adjust the valves once. So we're gonna put the gears, the camshaft on top of the head, and now we're gonna put the lifters. These are like hydraulics lifters, but they're mechanical. They just seem mechanical. They actually go right there. So we have to put this first, and then we might have to take this out again, the cover. Then we put the lifter. Let's take this out. Let's go ahead and take it out again. And clean this lifters. Okay. Okay, let's take it out. Yes. And then we're gonna put these lifters. What did it? Drop something here. Oh yeah, where are the shims? Make sure you guys don't lose the shims. Yeah, we're gonna put it there for now. We're gonna have to adjust it. So these ones, yeah, they go yeah here. 1, 2. So put all this. Okay, great, we have them all. Yeah, perfect. Now we're just gonna do a little spray. Okay.
Right, we have to clean nice.
We have to clean it. Yeah.
Later I clean nice.
Yeah.
Just this.
So yeah, we're missing one,
It's
but
not
we're gonna
that.
get the measurements now. So now we put these
Lifters.
lifters too. Like this, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like that, yeah.
Really, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Arisa-chan.
Okay, and now we put the camshaft. Yes.
But all this, gotta clean it. Yes.
Yeah, we just put it together. Okay. Alright guys, so welcome again to another part of the video. I'm doing this by parts because it's really hard to do things, like especially when it comes to timing while filming. So right now I put everything on timing. So these are the marks that you gotta follow. You gotta follow this. This one has to be on the top, and then this one has to be lined up with this one, this one has to be lined up with that one, and then down here you gotta have those two lined up down there, and then here you gotta have that one lined up, that line with that red link. And then if we go to the other side, yeah, down there, it's gonna be that one with that one. It's super easy, but the thing that, you know, this is very hard because there's a spring loaded, so you cannot leave it pointing down because it's gonna go back to a different position. So the way you do it, okay, you can have these timing tools, which they kind of help, but not really. They didn't really help too much. The way I ended up doing it without the tool, you have to get this loose. So you're gonna put the chain in the middle, yeah, so it's gonna be loose. So this chain will be between these two gears, so you'll be able to move the chain back and forth. Okay, you're gonna remove this one, the tensioner. You're gonna remove this one, this guide. You're gonna take it off, and then you're gonna leave this guide down here. So you will spin this to the next position down, and you're gonna line this one, and then this one you're gonna spin it. Hey, hello guys. You're gonna spin it this way up, and then you're gonna spin it up. You're gonna spin it up. So this dot, you have to line it up with this link. So this will go, because there's a spring, it will go up. Okay, so you're gonna have to, this will be around here, so you're gonna have to, you know, this link, this chain, you're gonna have to put it right against the gear, and then you'll be able to, and make sure it doesn't move. Yeah, make sure this one stays here, and then the last thing you gotta do, you gotta put this one in the middle. But here's the thing, you're gonna put this like this, and you will spin it. You just grab one of these branches, you're gonna spin it all the way until that little tab is pointing up this way. So then this yellow, so then after you do that, this yellow chain link will be around here. So you gotta count it to where it goes to the right. So you're gonna have the tab and it's just to the right, so you're gonna have to count 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna have to make sure that you count 3 gears, 1, 2, 3 gears. So it'll end up, so when you turn this down, okay, you're gonna, afterwards you do this, you're gonna put this guide back, you're gonna put this back, and then you're gonna twist it, and then everything will be aligned. Okay, so if you did everything right, if you counted the links here, the 3 links, when you spin everything will be aligned. So this will be aligned with this okay. And then after you do this side, you do the other side, which is gonna be easier because there's no spring in here. Alright guys, so I finished putting everything back. I put the timing cover back with all the screws. Just make sure you put all the bolts in the right place, and you put the gasket maker all around. I'm gonna show you where, I'm gonna put a picture right now on the video, and I'm gonna put a diagram for the bolts. It's one I found online, so make sure you follow where all the bolts go, and then you put the right amount of gasket maker on the cover. Then you put everything back. You're gonna put all the pulleys, and then add oil, make sure everything is tight, make sure all your connections, everything is connected, your batteries there, make sure to add some coolant. Okay, and if you guys did everything right and if you timed everything right, the car should start right up. Right up. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe, and if you like the video, give me a like.